YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy Ray. I'm the original ordinary guy. Back again, another beautiful day out here, gloomy day a bit, out here in Charlotte, North Carolina, headed to the job, man. Blessed to be alive, man. Everyone is worried about the masculine single man. Now, over the past couple of months, I thought I was going crazy, right? I thought I was, losing it. I'm like, nah, this is probably a one-time thing. Okay, it happened again. Okay, it happened 3 times. Damn, it's happening more often than not. And I've been getting asked why I'm single. I've been getting asked, why are you so well put together? And the way I operate during life, you need a woman. People have been telling me I need a woman. You came out of Charlotte, you didn't find a woman yet, and things of that nature. And I wasn't going to do this video until I kept hearing it. And yesterday, I heard it twice. Once at work and once in the gym. Guy asked me at work, he said, man, you not looking for nobody? He said, man, what's going on, man? Like, is something wrong with you? I'm like, nah, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just not stable at the moment. I don't have a place figuratively and physically for a woman to bask in at the moment. And then my partner at the gym, he was asking me the same thing. He was like, man, you don't see yourself settling down? I was like, I do. I'm new. I'm still getting used to the area, things of that nature. Things are not in place how I want them to be in order for me to have a successful relationship. But besides my answers, besides those questions being asked to me, a lot of men that are masculine, single, doing the damn thing, no kids, they're seeing the other side of that like, hey, yo, it's low-key peaceful over here. It's low-key, like, no worries. Like, my money is secured, my career, my fitness. Things are in motion for me right now, and that type of man will only allow a certain type of woman inside of that space, which a lot of men in relationships don't understand because let's be completely honest, fellas, here, okay? Let's be completely honest, right? What do you see going on around with your friends, your family members, the men specifically, in their relationships? Usually they're getting the tail end of it. Usually they're in a bad situation. Not all, but usually they're in a compromised situation. And every time somebody asks me that question, whether they're single or in a relationship, I always take a step back and look at their lives and their situation with women. And 9 times out of 10, it's usually the lesser than man. It's usually a man that's been compromised, that's under the power of his woman or a woman, right? So what does that tell you? Majority of men that are in relationships are compromised. They're in a feminine position. You know, women say they want this and that, and if you ask a woman what she want, she gonna describe the alpha bitch. Like, he don't exist. You know what I mean? You either gonna get one or the other, and 9 times out of 10, majority of women get the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 1,000 wowsing, right? Not all the time, but majority of the time. So you got to come to terms with yourself like, hey, what am I willing to put up with and what am I willing not to put up with? And if you're not willing to throw away your masculinity, like I've seen plenty of men do, I've seen it in 4K, real deal Holyfield, men just throw away their masculine edge. Men just throw away their performance outside of work, outside of the relationship. They threw everything away in order to appease and please that woman. She put all the insecurities she brought over onto him, and now that's his burden. But people are worried about the single masculine man because in hindsight, when they see you, they be like, oh, well, we want naturally women, even women that are attracted to you, naturally women are going to say, okay, we want the world to procreate with those type of guys. Not the bums that we're sleeping with, but since they're so brainwashed and they've been indoctrinated that's what appeases them. That's what they like. They like the bums. They like, the weak ass niggas because they want to take advantage of them and be in control of them. But when they see you naturally, you know what I'm saying, you can't fight biology, you can't fight science, right? Naturally, they're gonna be like, yo, what is wrong with this guy? Like, that's who we want to procreate with. Even though, you know, she's been, you know, washed, you know what I'm saying? She's been washed up on the shore to think that, oh no, not him, because I gotta be in control. Naturally, women are gonna be like, okay, yeah, these are the men we need to procreate with. The men that have it together. I'm not talking about rich, I'm talking about having it together as far as that masculine edge, that manly edge, that get it done, decisive edge, protective edge, you know? That's natural for women. And when they find out that you're single, they'll be like, oh man, there's something going on. But when you find out majority of the guys that aren't single, and you just talk to them, you be like, or the men that don't want to be single or desperately looking for a woman, you look at them like, yeah, we need less of you and more of him. But he understands the atmosphere of dating right now. We understand that he's purpose first. We understand that he's driven by a different type of motivation or goal. And it's specifically not a relationship at the moment, which sucks for the women because, you know, you get what you ask for in these circumstances. An emotionally in tune man, which we know how that goes. So, and those guys end up being, you know, the effeminate man, the emasculated man, and castrated man, you know. That's just what happens. You know, I'm not here to be the bearer of bad news, but there's the bad news for the women. And for the men, you want a relationship, but as you grow in masculinity, it's a lot of things that you just won't accept. A lot of things that is like, yeah, that won't line up with how life is going for me or how I'm setting life to be for me. Because if you ask a lot of men what they like in women or what they look for in a partner or what does a woman have to qualify for, they can't give you over two things. And then we're not talking about just smashing, we're talking about full-blown relationships because we're talking about the families that we need to grow, the families that we need to have the babies and, you know, keep this economy moving and grooving. So those masculine men are saying, you know what, I'm seeing it, I'm looking at it, and it's not looking too favorable. And of course, you got a lot of men going overseas. And then in general, you just got a lot of men quitting in general. I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys, man. I don't believe in a narrative of, man, I don't want no women, just leave. Man, who don't want no women? You don't want no women. You don't want women. I quit. Yeah, no, you don't. You probably still jacking off on the damn hub. Probably still fantasizing about the woman at your work. So you're not done with women. You're just upset with women at the moment. That's all that is. You're just upset with the atmosphere. You're just upset with what's going on right now in the dating scene and the dynamic between man and woman. You're just upset about it. You can't find a way around it, over it, under it, or through it. So you just get upset and you rage quit without no true explanation. Probably nothing personal happened to you. Probably got on social media and looked at some woman saying some stupid shit and some docile shit. And you was like, oh my gosh, all women are like that. And you quit. That's what it was. That's what the majority of the time it is. When I'm talking to guys in real life, they be like, well, I'm too short. Well, who told you that? Well, on social media, exactly. You've been compromised. The masculine man knows all that's fake. Well, I look at it and I just laugh. I look at it and laugh, man. That don't faze me. I know what the real deal is. What's up, my boy? He on top of the thing out here on the highway. Crazy. So Charlotte ain't a real place. But yeah, you just fell into the trap of social media, which they wanted you to. You know, that was under their to-do list, and they checked you off. That's just how it goes. But the real man, he understands. He knows what's going on. He sees what's going on. So he has a couple of options. He has multiple options. You know, when you're in that position of self-control, sexual discipline, mastery of self, sovereignty, when you're under certain rules, when you're under certain rule of thumbs as a masculine man, you got multiple options. You got hella options. And you won't know until you get under that rule of thumb, until you get under those rules of thumbs. I'm sorry. Multiple rules that you live by. You be like, oh shoot, I have more options than I ever thought. Of course you do. You don't have to settle like majority of men will settle. Hell, you don't have to you take the burden off of a woman. You understand? You take the burden off of a woman from settling. Because when she get with you, she know damn well she ain't settling. She understands, okay, there ain't too many men out here that's masculine. Hell, there ain't too many men that's out here that's masculine and that's tapping into that as well. So when she sees that, she's like, oh, okay. All those, what do I say? All those social media expectations, because that's all they are, goes out the window. Now she becomes real because you bring it to the real. You're not superficial with it. You real, like, hey, this is how I live, and this is what I'm looking for, and I won't accept anything less. And then she's like, okay, well that's the thing about it. When you are masculine, man, things are simple, but they're in order. And I love it. They're simple, but in order. Not easily appeased, not easily deterred from the situation, not easily distracted, but just simple. This is what it is, and this is how it is, and this is how I live. And this is where you fit in. This is what I need from you, and this is what I want from you. Boom. And then when women see it as that easy and they get off of social media, they're like, okay, this is good. I'm ready to follow. So you take that burden off of the women. But majority of men will not take that burden from women. Majority of women will not feel that burden that they put themselves up under due to the indoctrination and manipulation that they've been going through over the last 10 to 15 years. It's been developing and it's now showing its ugly head. A lot of women won't get up out of that because they won't meet a guy like you. They won't meet a guy like me. They'll probably meet him in passing, but they won't meet him on a deeper level. Just won't happen. It's not enough men like that to go around. So when people ask you why you're single, you take that as a badge of honor at the moment. If you have real reasons to be single, if you have real reasons to not put a woman in your space at the moment because you know you're not prepared for it. And you should always be prepared for putting other people in your situation, whether it's kids, family members, a woman, friends. Be prepared. Stay prepared. And if you're not prepared, you need to understand and you need to get prepared. All right? It's not advice, a warning. It's another day in reality for your ass. Love.